Yep, there you go. Hi everyone. We are here with Ritin, and he'll be our guest for this podcast session today. First of all, I'd like to introduce him. He's from VIT and he's a first year student. And I went over his resume and I have to say I was really astounded. Very excited to see what he has done. He's been doing a lot of stuff. He has interned. He has he's part of the TED Talks at his college. So my hope for this session is that everybody who's listening right now gets to learn from him and hopefully implement what he has to say. Uh, Ritin, welcome to the podcast. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, hello. So yeah, like he said, I'm Ritin, or like people call me Ritin Janath. So yeah, I'm a fresher, and he said a lot of things about me, but I haven't really done much. Like I'm just a fresher, and I'm just trying to get into the life, college life, and do things and like inspire people. Hopefully, maybe in the future, who knows?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, I'm excited to be here.
yeah,
So
definitely. By the way,
thank you for having me.
I'm also a fresher. So I am
Yeah.
actually studying in Madampally in Andhra Pradesh. And I have to ask you, how has your first year been like so far?
So I just finished my first sem. So it was exciting, of course. Like when I
Yeah,
first went to college, hostel life is very exciting. So
right.
meeting all these new people, it was a little bit like daunting at first. Like there are people. So like throughout my life, I have had like a very very small friends group, and I'm sort of introverted. So I don't
Yeah,
like make friends easily. So going
yeah.
to a hostel and seeing all these new people living with
Mm,
roommates as well. So that was
mm,
a little bit daunting at first, but like everyone is very friendly, in a way. Especially in India, like in Indian states, you'll see that people are very friendly and welcoming usually. So
yes,
yeah,
yes,
now it's very exciting, and I have a
yes.
big group of friends. Yeah.
That's definitely. I don't. I feel like friends are a big part of your journey to success, and it's very important for you to have good friends. So let's start by talking about your journey from the ninth class to right now. You're studying at VIT, I believe, BHOPAL, right? VIT BHOPAL.
Yeah, VIT
Can you
Bhopal.
talk to us? Can you talk to us about your journey, the JEE journey, what exams you've written, what you have done, and so much, so forth.
Yeah, so coming to the JE journey, like class 9 and 10 was like pretty standard. I just studied for my ICSE exams. Like I studied in ICSE, so I studied for my ICSE exams up to 10. And I did
Yeah,
pretty well in ICSE. I got around 94%, which is like
yeah,
a pretty good score. And then class 11 and 12 was when things started going wrong. Like
yeah.
the COVID hit and classes were online. So
Mm-hmm.
class 11 especially, I was taking classes very lightly. Like it was online
I
class
see.
for the first time. So like I
Yeah,
would switch
yeah,
on the classes and then watch YouTube videos or something.
yeah.
So in class 11, my academics took a hit, of course. And I didn't realize that because like the exams are online as well. And online exams means, you can just have the book open on the side. So
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I realized that my academics took a hit in class 12, and like everyone in class 12, everyone was getting ready for the JE exams, final year of school, and then I realized, oh no, what am I doing? I haven't studied for JE that well, because
Yeah,
people start preparing 2 3 years in advance. I started preparing for JE like 3 months before the exam. So yeah,
yeah,
my JE journey it wasn't really a journey. It was more like I messed up really badly, and my JE attempt was pretty poor. I gave both the attempts that year, and my final percentile was around 92, which is like not good enough to get into NITs. So you
yeah.
ideally want like 97, 98 to get into an
Yeah.
NIT with computer science. So
I
my
see.
JE journey was pathetic, but yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I also like gave the private college exams like Manipal. I actually got into Manipal as well. I gave VIT.
Yeah.
I gave
Mm-hmm.
BITSAT. So I think among like I didn't get into BITS. Like my goal was to get into BITS Pilani or BITS Goa, and I didn't get any of those.
Yeah,
So among Manipal and VIT, I decided I think VIT might be a little bit better. So I
definitely.
chose it.
Just for the people who are interested about VIT Bhopal, what is the environment like there? Like the extracurriculars, what are the what are the friend circles? What are what are the professors like over there?
Okay, so the professors, so like VIT Bhopal, they have like 100% doctoral faculty. So the professors are
Yep.
very knowledgeable, of course. And we have this system called FFCS, where like basically we can like choose our own professors. Like they give us a list of professors who are teaching a particular course, and we
Yep.
can choose which professor we want us to like who we want to teach us. So you can actually choose, like if you have a preference for a particular professor, you can actually keep choosing them semester after semester. So we have that option because people have like different ways of learning and different teaching styles. So everyone may not be
Yeah.
comfortable with all professors. So we have that option, which is I think very nice. Like you can choose your professor. So,
Definitely. Yeah.
and all the professors are very knowledgeable, and they have
Yeah.
different ways of teaching. So the
Mhm.
teaching environment is very good, and we have a decent amount of pressure during exams, but
Yep.
there are also a lot of extracurriculars. Like there are like so many clubs, like Google clubs, TED clubs, iOS, Android, gaming club. I'm also a member of the gaming club. There are a lot of
Yeah.
clubs and activities, and like there is
Right.
something or other coming up every week. Like I keep getting emails, and my email is like filled with this activity, this activity, this activity. So yeah,
Yeah.
there is
Yeah.
a lot of co-curriculars. The
Nice.
environment is very good.
Nice. That's good. That's really good to know. Something I really wanted to know was how, obviously with all the extracurriculars you're part of, especially the TED Talks organization with the game. How do you structure your day? What does your day in the life look like?
So of course, like see, if there is something going on, like my exams, for example, I
Yeah.
focus on that first because that is more important. Because at the end of the day, I'm here to study and like get a good placement and hopefully get a good job in the future. So of course I have to prioritize that, and the clubs are also very understanding from that side. Like during the when the TED event, like we are organizing a TED event in April, so we were preparing for that from March, right? And my term and examinations were going on in March. So
Yeah.
the freshers were having the term and examinations. So the seniors themselves said like, okay, you should focus on your exams now. Don't worry about the club work. We'll do it. So the clubs are
Right.
also very understanding in that way. So it's easy to actually balance it. Like I go to college, if I have my assignments or if I have any projects, I first finish that and then I focus on other things like, playing sports or co-curriculars or clubs or whatever. So
Yeah.
you should prioritize your work according to like what you want to do in college.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. So on average, how many classes? I'm just interested, but how many classes do you
Uh,
have in a given day?
about three classes usually. So like
Three
you can also make
classes.
your own timetable in VIT. So that is also there.
Oh, that's
So like
interesting.
like
Yeah.
my roommate, for example, he has
Yeah.
five classes on Monday. Like he has
Yeah.
Monday is full of classes. Then he has no
Yeah.
classes on Tuesday. Tuesday is free,
I see.
and then he has two or
Yeah.
three classes every day on Tuesday, Wednesday, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I
Yeah.
I usually
So
have like three classes. Yeah,
so you get to choose your own schedule. That is
yeah,
very, really good. I feel like it works for the best interest of the student. The student gets to do whatever he wants, that's really nice.
yes.
And
This is like a
uh
very good feature kind of VIT. Like choosing your own
yeah,
professor, your own timetable. You
yeah,
can also choose your own subjects up to a certain extent.
yeah, definitely. Uh so basically you have finished your first semester, I believe, right? You have finished your
Yeah.
first semester. Uh so can you talk to us like what are the extracurriculars that you're active on right now? Active with? Uh
Yeah, so I did an MUN in college and I won my first award in college. So that was great. Like,
yeah,
yeah, an MUN is
definitely.
like Model United Nations. I'm sure like your viewers will know about this. So I took part in that. And then we
Hmm.
had a college fest, Advitya. I anchored an event. Like I was
I see.
conducting the event basically, Mike, and I did
Yeah.
that. And then there's this TEDx event which I'm doing. And the during the fest, I also took part in the gaming club events. We had a Valorant tournament.
Oh,
So I was on the
I see.
organizing team. So yeah, I did these three things mainly in college.
Nice. I just wanted to talk about the That's the TEDx events. That's something that not all colleges have. And
Yeah,
how were you able to get in contact and how did you join? Can you talk to us about the process? What was that like?
yeah. So it's an even in our college, it's just started like at the beginning of this year. It's a new chapter. So
Yeah.
anytime that like every year the clubs send out their like recruitment forms. So I filled that
Oh,
form, and there
Yeah.
was a general like question answer sheet which I had to finish. Then based on
Hmm.
that, they selected the second round of candidates who had a written exam, like sort of exam
Oh.
assignment type of, and after that there
Hmm.
was an interview. So after that, I
I
got
see.
selected into the team.
So that it was a pretty rigorous process to get into the
Yeah.
event. I'm guessing. Yeah. So what is your specific role in the TED?
So I'm the co-lead of the sponsorship and finance team. So we look for
Mhm.
sponsors for the events because, of course, we need funds to conduct the events.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Usually,
basically,
yeah.
yeah. Go ahead.
Usually,
Go ahead.
how much does it to obviously you were saying you mentioned earlier that there'll be a program in April. How much do you think that cost on average for a TED event to take
Okay.
place?
So
How much does it cost? Yeah.
So depending on like we also try to get like basically like TED events, we are not allowed to pay the speakers. So basically what we do
Oh.
is we pay for their accommodation and their flights to get here. So it's basically like a
Yeah.
free vacation for them. So we have to
Mm-hmm.
pay for their flights, which is pretty expensive depending on where they're coming from. That is the main expense. And then the
Yeah.
hotels. So like we try to find accommodation partners, like a hotel which will give us discounted rates or even like free accommodation for the speakers. And
Yeah.
so depending on whether we are able to get like a suitable hotel, the cost can vary, like if they give us a discount or if they give us free accommodation. So depending on that,
Yeah.
like the range is pretty big, but you
Mm-hmm.
need at least 1 lakh at least to get
I see.
organized
Oh,
such an event.
so one
So
lakh.
yeah,
Okay, I see. Yeah.
because flights are
So
pretty expensive, and like if we have one
yeah,
event, we
definitely.
usually try to bring like 3 or 4 different speakers, because one speaker talking for 15 minutes doesn't make sense for an event. So we get
Yeah,
3 or 4
definitely.
different speakers, and flights are
Yeah.
flights are the main expense, because I
Flights are
don't
the
think
main.
airlines give us discounts, sponsorships for college events.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Uh, going back to so what is the process? So what is the process like to become a TED speaker? Obviously, everybody wants to become part of that. Everybody wants to talk. Obviously, TED is known all over the world for its special people, for the special guest speakers. And so, what is the process like for to give a talk on one of these events?
Okay, so it's actually pretty easy. Like, if you have done
Oh,
something inspiring or if you're famous, like people can invite you. Like, we invite our speakers, like we reach out to them
yeah,
on LinkedIn,
yeah,
for example,
yeah.
or like you can actually go to the TED website and you can like there's an option to like fill up a form, and like if you want to give a talk, and like then based
Oh,
on your form, like they can call you for a talk. So that option is
yeah.
also there. If you want to give a talk, like you can fill up the form at the TED website.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that because for some reason recently I have fallen in love with wanted to give speeches. Recently, I gave a speech in Hyderabad for the English House Academy, and ever since I've spoken in front of the huge crowd.
Great.
There's about like 400 people there, and ever since I gave that speech, I just fell in love with giving speeches. And after that, I said, in the next 1 year, one of my goals is to give a TED talk. So hopefully, with you as a guest speaker, you can somehow get me linked. We'll try to
Yeah,
make that
we would
happen.
love to, call you to give a TED talk at our college. So next
Okay,
time, who knows? I'll definitely
definitely.
ask them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please. I would love to. Are you now that since you're part of the TED, are you ever interested in giving a talk since you're on the front lead of
Uh,
organizing? Is that
See,
ever
like,
in your interest? Yeah,
yeah, like I like to talk to audiences. Like at first when I started, public speaking, I was really scared. But like then that like you were saying, like, once you start doing it, you get sort of hooked to it and you want to speak more and more. So
yeah, yeah.
it would be nice to, give a TED talk, but I don't think I've done anything like which is like inspiring enough to, give a impactful TED talk. So like maybe in the future, when I do
You're right.
something,
Yeah.
really great or inspiring, I hope to give a TED talk. So
Hopefully,
who
yeah.
knows, maybe in the
Hopefully,
future. Yeah.
yeah. You're almost going back to public speaking. Can you talk to us? I think you mentioned briefly on your LinkedIn page that you have given a public speaking talk. I'm not sure if that is the case or
Yeah,
not.
not a
That
talk.
is
Like,
true.
yeah, I'm into public speaking. Yeah, so I've been
Okay.
participating in like debates and MUNs from my school life.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like I've also participated in like different events where I have had to give like school functions where I've had to give like speeches or like talk about certain
Yeah.
events. So that is
Yeah.
also kind of form of public speaking, but mainly I was like referring to debates and MUNs. So like
I
recently
see.
won my college MUN as well. I got best
Right.
delegate award. So yeah,
Good.
public speaking is like
Congratulations. Yeah.
it's like a very important. I think it's a very important skill to be able to talk to people effectively and like get your point across to them, and
Yeah.
be able to hold the focus of the crowd for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
So that is a pretty useful skill. And like I said, when I started like when I like basically it was a school program, and I was asked to like
Hmm.
be the MC for the event, and I was really scared. I was like, oh no, I'm going to mess this up. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
once that event
I
was
could
got
imagine.
through,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, the nervousness, and once that
Yeah.
event got through, I was like, okay, this is great. I think I can do this. And then I started
So
doing
yeah.
more and more events, and like I got really good at it. I think I won a
Yeah. I
couple of
definitely
awards.
feel. Yeah. That
So
first time is definitely that first time is definitely the most difficult part. But the moment you overcome that first step,
that
everything from
fear,
that just becomes, yeah.
yeah,
At the once you overcome that fear, everything just becomes easy. Because I can tell you from experience, uh, when I was auditioning for this, remember I told you in Hyderabad, when I was auditioning for
yeah.
this speech, I was extremely scared. But after a couple of practices, I was able to overcome that fear.
Yeah,
Going,
once you take the lunch, like once you take the lunch and like you get into it, it's actually very enjoyable, being able to like
uh-huh,
talk to. I find it like enjoyable, like being able to talk to many people, like because I told you I'm also an introvert, so like I don't usually make friends very easily. So for me, that's
yeah,
like sort of my outlet, talking to people in groups. So yeah,
yeah.
it's nice.
Communication is Communication is definitely an important skill. You're almost 1 month away. April 12th is the date for the TED event.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it's busy. I'm thinking it might be busy with everybody, whoever is involved in putting this event together. Can you talk to us like what us? You're obviously part of the sponsor team, but there must have been couple more than two, three, four teams. Can you
yeah. So
talk to us about what goes into making a successful TED event?
okay, so there are like coming to the teams, there are like about I think 7 or 8 teams. Like there's media, there's public relations, there's
Oh,
content and design, web team, app team. So there are a lot of teams. So like since our chapter is
yeah,
new, like the social media team has been the busiest. I think they've like had to make Instagram handles, web pages, make websites, like put
yeah,
our pictures and all that on there. So they have been the busiest, I think. And
yeah.
of course I think after like the sponsorship team is like probably the most important part of the event, because like getting
Hmm.
speakers for an event and like because it's a college event, we'll obviously use the college auditorium, so the venue and all that is sort of
Yeah.
fixed, we don't have to worry about that. But like getting speakers
Hmm.
is easy, the hard part is getting the
Yeah.
finances. So I think the sponsorship team
Yeah.
is like the busiest right now. Like every day we are
Yeah.
like sending hundreds of emails, contacting people on LinkedIn, making phone calls, and like if you
Yeah.
contact like 30, 40 people, then maybe 1 or 2 people respond, so it's actually pretty hard, like
Right.
I
Right.
realize. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's I would say we are keeping busy right now, because like
Yeah.
we have to talk to hotels, we have to talk to people for monetary sponsorship, product sponsorships as well. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like the other teams
So
are also working really hard, like the design team is like designing, it's a new club, so we don't have anything yet,
I
this
could
is our
imagine.
first event.
Yeah.
So
First
yeah,
event.
they're
Yeah.
making t-shirts for us. The Instagram team is putting up posts all the time, like putting memes and stuff to like increase engagement with the community
Engagement.
and stuff like that.
Yes. So you guys are reaching out to companies, I believe, to get sponsors. Is that what it is?
Yes, yes,
First, you guys reach out to companies, I believe, right? Okay.
yes,
Uh, I actually went through your LinkedIn page. You've mentioned about freelancing as a writer. You've done it for
yeah,
almost 6 months, I believe.
yeah,
Uh, which is, I believe, so many people have tried freelancing, and many of them have failed. And so, what have you done especially to stand out? What have you done to gain clients? What have you done to improve yourself? Obviously, freelancing, it's not like a job where you have a boss above you. You are in control of your own time and whatnot. So, can you talk to us about your freelancing journey?
Yeah, so for freelancing, often you can find like fresher jobs or like freelance work for like related to these things on LinkedIn, on like apps like Internshala, or like there are
Mm,
also freelancing websites, freelancing.com, freelancers.com. So you can Fiverr is a good site for like freelance gigs. So
but
like you can get these freelancing jobs from there, which is where I look. And
yeah.
then I think the best, it
Hmm.
wasn't actually a freelancing job. It was like there's this channel. So they were looking for like script
Hmm.
writers for their videos, and they put an advertisement on the YouTube
I
channel.
see.
So I applied for that, and like they paid us for like writing scripts, and I wrote two scripts, and one of them got made into a video. So and the video got like it's got
Oh,
over
I
like
see.
7-8 million views. So that was pretty cool. And
Oh,
that was the
that's
I think
nice.
that was
Yeah.
the best work I've done as a freelancer. And apart from that, I've written like small
Yeah.
articles here and there for smaller companies. I once did this for this company for voiceovering. I tried it, and like
Uh-huh.
it was like basically it's very time consuming. Like the voiceovering part is very time consuming. Like I had to make the script for the video, then I had to find like a
Yeah.
quiet place, and like I was
Yeah.
doing this while I was in the hostel. So quiet places are not really
Oh,
existent there. So yeah, I had to find a quiet place, and then I had to like record the video like twice, thrice, make corrections in the script. It was very
right.
time consuming, so I stopped doing that.
Right.
And right now I'm not doing anything,
Hmm.
but like yeah, I'll start looking for like, because we have our semester break right now. I'll start looking for
Hmm.
small jobs here and there again.
Yeah, definitely. Can you many people who go into freelancing failed? Can you give some tips to those people? Uh,
Yeah.
in terms of getting clients and how to become a better writer and whatnot.
So I would say first, like either like I think you should start writing if you want to do in the content writing field,
Yeah.
which I tried. So you can like do you can put up blogs, like write blogs, or write content, and then put that on your
Hmm.
resume. So like people can see that you've done this before, which is useful.
Yeah.
And then just like apply everywhere. Like eventually you will get something. Like just go to
Yeah.
all the websites, all the apps, all the sites. Just apply to everything. You'll get something eventually.
Mm.
And then once you start doing it,
Right.
you'll get more and more clients. Like I haven't actually
Right.
gotten like that many clients. I've just like applied to
Hmm.
places and I got it. So like
Yeah.
everywhere, like I just apply. There's a selection
Hmm.
process. Like they ask you to do an assignment and then you get it.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Right. I see. So you're saying is reach out to as many as people as you can, and
Yeah.
eventually, out of that number, total number, you'll get some
Yeah.
clients. Okay,
You
definitely,
just
that's a
need
really
one
good
reply.
advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, one reply. That's all it takes. Yeah, that's a good advice. Thank you so much, Riti. Uh, Another thing you have done, your resume, it's so good that keeps on continuing. But you have interned at Mood Indigo.
Yeah.
Actually, this when I was looking at your page, this was the first time I heard about it. I think it's part of the IIT Bombay,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Can you tell us what it is and what you
Okay,
did at
so
that?
this it's an internship in name only. It's like so Mood Indigo is the
Oh,
fest of IIT Bombay. So like
okay.
basically it's like you can anyone can apply, any college student can apply. I got referred by
Hmm.
a friend of mine. So like you apply on their
Okay.
website, and
Yeah.
basically all you have to do is like share their posts and like refer other people. So like to spread the word about Mood Indigo, because like it's a big fest. It
Oh,
happens across
yeah.
multiple cities, multiple colleges take part. So they want you to
Yeah.
like spread the word, and like you get points for doing that. And the people who get the highest amounts of points, they also get rewards. Like you can get free stuff, goodies, merchandise. So that's it
Oh,
pretty
that's it.
much. And anyone can apply. It's like a nice thing to
I see.
like
Yeah.
just get into it.
I was I was like you're not even into college yet, and how did you get an internship? So now it makes sense that it was just you're just basically sharing their content and whatnot.
Yeah, they call it an internship. They're like you're now an Indigo squad member, and like but basically it's like it's more like you just share. It's like you share their social media posts and like you refer people, which is
Yeah.
for on behalf of Mode Indigo. And anyone can apply. You just need to be in a college.
Right.
So as
Yeah.
soon as I like got into VIT, one of my friends was like, you know
Mhm.
what, join Mood Indigo. I'll get points. You'll also get points for joining through my link.
Yeah.
And like so
Mhm.
I just joined.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for today. First of all, I would like to thank you, Riti, for joining us. That was a wonderful talk. I hope everybody who was listening enjoyed uh, his his talks, his points. I hope everybody can learn. And with that being said, thank you, Riti. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much for
I
having
hope,
me.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to having you again, hopefully one day. Yep.
yeah,
Thank you,
and
Riti.
yeah,
Thank you.
thank you so much. Okay.